What's good? All right. Switching up my focus. Trying to warm up a little bit. I'm going to throw on this jacket here to try to help warm up a little bit more. Because, it'd help if I put it on the right way, though. Yo, only 2 subscribers away from 650. It has been a journey. It's been a journey up on this YouTube. Man, I'm really hoping to get back to that ocean soon, though, because that's where we're going to bring some much better content. I can just vibe out on the beach. Oh, man, we got some good stuff coming, Daisy. Blessings are on their way, Daisy. Your blessings are on their way, girl. We're going to get out to the ocean. Yeah. We're going to give some people some content out at the ocean as soon as we can find enough gas to get out there. So I'm praying to find $100 to get out to the ocean for Christmas. Because, yeah, I, don't be having any family to be seeing for the holidays, man, it's been so long. It has been so long since I've seen my family. So yeah, I gotta stay busy. I gotta stay, on the move as best as I can. And yeah, check out that thumbnail. What'd you think about that? I've been all over this Northwest. Yeah, I really want to go back to a particular part of the ocean for Christmas. Hey, what's good? What's good? How you doing? What you doing for the holidays, yo? What's everybody's holiday plans? What y'all want to do for the holidays, yo? Let me know in the comment right here. For me, I'm trying to take y'all to the ocean. Yeah, I'm trying to take y'all to the ocean, and I know of a really cool spot for New Year's to go check out some fireworks on the water. So, yeah, I want to bring y'all on a journey for this Christmas and New Year's. So that's my plan. I'm gonna, just me and my dog here. We're gonna take y'all on an adventure down to the ocean, and we just got a few days left to find enough gas. We just met. Hey, what's good? What's good? How you doing? How you doing, y'all? And yeah, I'm only 2 subscribers away from 650 subscribers. So it's been a blessed journey, and I'm excited to make new connections and bring some really good content out at the ocean. Because for me, I need nature for my mind to work properly. I just can't be out here in this rat race anymore. That just doesn't resonate with me. So, I was out at the ocean all summer, and I came in for a little while, came inland, but I came out for a job opportunity that didn't quite work out, so it kind of left me stranded out here, and now I'm trying to get back to the ocean because things are way better out at the ocean. And where am I? I'm in Oregon. So yeah, right now I'm by Roseburg, Oregon, and I can cut straight over from here, straight over to the ocean. So that's what I'm trying to do. There's a road right over here, and yeah, come on, y'all, man. I'm praying we get a couple more people that would be interested in, having a nice dinner and chill and talk, and vibe out at the ocean for the holidays coming up. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Hello, how are you doing? How you doing, everyone? I'm 2 subscribers away from 650. I've been on a journey. I've been on a YouTube journey, and I'm very excited to keep bringing more content and bring y'all to the ocean. Who wants to go to the ocean and the mountains? Because where I want to go, there's like the ocean right there, and then right behind it, there's national forest. So that's where I want to go and have some really great connections out there. So yeah, when I was down there this summer, I was kind of busy working down there. And, this time, if when I go down there, I'm just kind of looking for like a part-time job at most. So that way, I can really focus on just making content and living my life, because I just don't, I started working really young, really young. I mean, I was working 3 jobs by the time I was 18. And then I got, I dropped out of high school just so I could work more. And yeah, so I picked up 2 more jobs. So I was working 3. And then I got 1 job that paid better. So I did that. And then, so I mean, I know all about it. But for me, I'm just waking up to my greater purpose of being on this planet, and I'm very thankful for that. And it's funny that Bob Marley was talking about this. Bob Marley and the Wailers were talking about this back in. I remember this interview that I just watched the other night was from like 1982, and they were talking about this. So, it's Bob Marley was very, very great. I love Bob Marley, and he got a good message. And it's just very he's kind of like a prophet. Bob Marley spoke about very relevant things to this day. And that was back, let's see, when did he start making music? Was like in the, what was that, like the 60s? So we got like the 60s, like late 60s maybe, the 70s and 80s, like up to like 82, I think is when he died. So yeah, anyways, just oh hi, I just joined. What's good? How you doing? Yo? What y'all doing for this upcoming Christmas and New Year's? Do y'all got family you gonna spend time with, or what I'm saying, what you doing? What you got planned? For me, I haven't been around any family. Like they don't live anywhere near me. So, I haven't like been around any family for holidays for years now. So for me, I got to keep it moving, keep it focused on, great things, because for me, my family didn't want me to, they didn't want me to grow. They wanted me to, be this character that they wanted me to be. But outside of that, they didn't want me to grow into, grow. To me, growth is finding your true purpose of being here on this planet. To me, that's growth. And, it's not just to be a slave. You know what I mean? if your job happens to like help other people, like then that's something different. You know what I mean? To me, that's something different because a big focus of mine is being of service to others. You know, and that really starts with being of service to yourself. And so, yeah, I've been on this journey now since 2017, and only the last like 2 years, just over 2 years now, I have started actually making YouTube content. And that's been a very bumpy ride as far as, life events just unfolding the more that I like to speak about. So, I can definitely say it's had some impacts in my life, as many other people who are awake to their true mission. So, I'm just going to keep at it. And, yeah, right now, it's kind of affected my ability to get a job a little bit. I mean, not just anyone will hire me anymore, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. I just have this energy about me that, I can't be controlled. If they tell me to do something that's going to put somebody's health or life at risk, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. So I've actually got fired from a couple jobs because of that out here in Oregon. So yeah, this path has been bumpy and everything, but yeah, I'm just remaining as absolute positive as I can. You feel me? Remember me. All right, what do we got going on over here? You do drugs? No. I'm actually 7 years clean now. Yeah, I'm 7 years clean from hard drugs. I haven't been drunk in 7 years. I'll have an occasional sip, not enough to get drunk. I buried that habit. But yeah, I smoke a little bit of weed here and there, but that's it. And remember me, Alonzo. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's good? And you think so average? No, actually. Oh, you're the one asking about drugs. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I definitely don't think average. What do you know about this solar event that has been prophesized by, over 30 ancient civilizations here on this planet? What you know about this event that happens every 25,920 years, roughly? Not exactly, but roughly. This is a rough estimate of when the solar event takes place. You do. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm just responding to somebody who says I think so average. No, man. Average is, people who work full time that doesn't have any service to others, and you rent an apartment, you give all your money to a system that doesn't even care about you. That's what thinking average is. And that's just 100% facts, because, I used to be that person up until 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I decided, I'm done with this apartment life, bro. You can't make me stay in an apartment, man. That's just inhumane. I'd way rather be out here. 100% facts. I'd way rather be out here than in an apartment. Because then you're just, trapped to one little spot. Man, all it takes for me to move is to get some gas, and then bam, I can up and relocate. So, and I actually do have land that I'm trying to finish paying off. I'm over halfway done paying off land. Hardcore, just straight up land. You know what I'm saying? Not, I got big, huge rocks out in the back and lots of trees up front, like lots of trees. Like it's a nice little spot out in nature. Really nice. And, yeah, I paid over $8,000 on it, and I owe just over $6,000. So I'm getting there. And once I get that paid off, I can actually legally camp out there. Once it's paid off, they can't tell me nothing. So, and it's one of the very few areas that you can actually still do that. Now, if you look into it, there's not many areas here in America where you can get away with that, camping on your own property for over a certain amount of time. But this area, you actually can. You just have to dig a little septic. That's it. That's easy enough. Like, the dirt out there is pretty soft. Like, it's really nice dirt. I grow my own food out there. That's what I'm really, really aiming for, is to be self-sufficient. I want to be able to go have my own garden, you know, and go hunting and all that. So that's really my focus with my land out there, is to be self-sufficient and to God's going to bless me with a way to build a shop out there so that I can work on cars and, you know, boats and four-wheelers and whatever, you know, motorhomes. I can work on that stuff for people. But not only that, I really want to get vehicles for very cheap. You know, they got something wrong with them, and then fix them and resell them. I was doing that back when I had an apartment. That's actually what I was doing when I left the apartment, is I was just flipping cars. And so I just sold all three that I had at the time and bought one and then took off. And that's where the thumbnail of this video comes in. As you see, Washington is like a blob of dots everywhere, because that's what I did. Is I left my apartment behind and I hit the road and I drove all over Washington. I left Montana, I went to Washington, and I hit up everywhere. It was so beautiful, just everywhere. I loved it. And yeah, that's an experience that I wouldn't trade. No, like, man, with my experiences out there, yeah, no, I wouldn't trade for the apartment life that I had. So, you know, ultimately, yeah, this journey, you know, we all have our own journey. And for me, I've been following a calling. And, you know, that really only comes to people who are trying to tune in to their actual purpose of being here. And for me, that's, yeah, that's me. I've been trying to tap into my purpose of being here. And I figured it out. Like, basically, I've been on the same mission since 2017. And I've only started to bring it onto the internet here in the last couple years. For me, my mission was out there meeting people and talking to them about the solar event and about just this Christ consciousness that is going to, you know, the solar event, when it happens, the sun is going to like pulsate this energy that's literally going to be like the soul of, you know, our infinite creator. Like, we're going to wake up completely, and we're already headed there. So yeah, it's, hey, what's good? Sure, step out of the car for me. Why? What's up? Why would you want me to get out of my car? You got a propane heater? No, I did. I had to leave all that stuff behind out on my land. It's kind of a little bit of a story there with I had a job out there and everything that I finally had got. It was just a gig though. It wasn't like a job. It was just an ongoing gig doing security. And well, the police kept messing with me, and they pulled me over one time in town for like no reason at all. They were just like straight up just messing with me. And then I was like checking him on that and everything, and like he let me go real quick and stuff and didn't want no problems. But then as I was headed out to my land, which is an hour outside of town, yeah, they kept trying to like pull me over on my way out to my land because, you know, it's out in the mountains, and like almost everyone that lives out there in this area, we speed down that road like crazy because, you know, we know it and everything. We're just flying through the mountains trying to get home. And so, yeah, they were trying to pull me over, and well, they never got close enough to turn on their lights. Because when it's dark outside and I'm going through the mountains, I don't know about y'all, but if I see headlights coming up behind me, I'm not letting them get no closer. You feel me? You don't know who that could be. So for me, when I see headlights behind me going through the mountains, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in town or nothing. I'm out in the mountains. Yeah, and it's dark out, man. You don't want that. You don't know who's behind you and stuff. So you better just smash on that gas and get out of there. And so that's what I was doing. And it was like staying with me. And this happened like 3 different times, but they didn't get close enough to turn on their lights or anything. And, but no, it was definitely, the suspect, you know, because they were doing over 100 miles an hour through these mountain turns, and, still weren't able to get me though. But yeah. So anyways, I took off out of there one night and left my RV behind and everything out there. And, well, really, because that gig came to an end, and then that stuff happened, and I was like, I'm going to lose this land if I can't find my next gig. So I just up and left. And then the vehicle that I had that I left in, I ended up trading it for this RV and straight across, and the vehicle I'd got for free and fixed it up. So did an all right trade there. But yeah, no, you know, I need stuff up on here. Stop smoking crack. Dude, I'm actually 7 years clean, so yeah. That's a nice insult. I can see how low of density of consciousness you have. It's all good. It's all good. You know, some of us have actually been on a spiritual path now for me, since 2017. And there's nothing that you can say to me that's going to break me away from my mission. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and laugh and smile about it, because I'm a nice, humble being that used to not be so humble. And I actually used to be somebody that would just straight up break your face on some real shit. But you know what I'm saying? Now I kind of let that go. Unless you put your hands on me, then we got a different story unfolding. But other than that, I like to remain nice and humble and peaceful and chilled out. And your negative vibes can go somewhere else, bro, because I don't need them. I already know myself. I don't need nobody to try to tell me who I am, because I know myself. Yeah, I've been clean for 7 years now. And the only reason I even started using drugs to begin with was because I found out my kid wasn't my kid after he was a year old. My baby boy that I cut his cord when he was born ended up not being mine. So yeah, I kind of fell off the deep end for a little while back when I was 19 years old. I cut his cord when I was 18. I was 19 years old, found out he wasn't mine, and all kinds of other stuff about the mom. And so, yeah, I got up out of there. And, but yeah, no, I'm 7 years clean now. I smoke a tiny bit of weed here and there, not near as much as I used to, like, not even close. And, I also quit drinking, and I challenge y'all to do so too. We don't need that booze ass shit, man. My dad, who I didn't meet until I was 20, was an alcoholic and piece of shit. And I'm very thankful that I met him, and I'm very thankful that he proved how much of a douchebag alcoholics are. So I'm very glad to be clean from that. You know, I have enough strength up in me to have a social drink with people every once in a great while. Not enough to get drunk though, because I'm 7 years clean on that. I've not been drunk in 7 years. So that's something, man. That's something. Because I used to drink. I used to be a thug, kind of, in a way. I worked, but at the same time, I was slinging shit with that iron right here. Like I have let that life go. You feel me? It's real growth. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm focused on is real growth. Coming above all that, you know, coming from someone whose dad was in prison when I was just a child. I never even got to meet my dad because he was in prison. So I come from that. And so I'm just thankful that my mission has showed me that I can help people not want to be that. You know what I'm saying? Not be that person who doesn't care about anyone else and just fuck everybody else, just get that money, and nobody else matters, nothing else matters. It's all about the money. It's all about the material things. Nah. If you've read any of the Bible, you would know that that's not what we're actually supposed to focus on. And I don't even give the Bible 100% credit at all. I'm not a religious person, actually, at all. But I am a very spiritual person, and I do believe in God. But I believe we are our own saviors. Yeah, that's right. We are our own saviors. There ain't nothing gonna come save us. That saving is within ourselves. So yeah, well, I don't need you trying to say a bunch of bullshit like that type of shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put your ass in timeout for 10 minutes. That's what happens when you don't stop running your mouth about drugs. And no, I'm not gonna do drugs again. I've been 7 years clean, so yeah, you can just miss me with all of that. All of that. I don't got a teardrop on my eye for a reason. Alright? And I'm not even going to speak about that. Because I'm trying to actually influence people to be better than that. So I come from all that. And trust, I got multiple things within reach that no, I'm not going to show because I don't want to, again, make that be the message. I do, however, stand up for our First and Second Amendment rights. I do, however, stand up for our freedom of speech, and I do, however, stand up for our right to bear arms. So I do believe that we should bear arms, but we should learn how to use them and learn how to save them for and use them as a tool, not as a weapon. If that would make sense, go back to our old ways of hunting and just for self-defense purposes only. So not trying to flex on nobody, rob nobody, nothing like that. That's that mentality. That's what they want us to do. So see, that's why you're in timeout right now, because you're following the orders of the cabal, which has been pushed heavily into the democratic thinking. That's why Portland is having freaking riots and shit, and why our own president has been stopped from helping that situation out and getting that situation fully under control. And the same reason why California allows thefts of under $1,000. Okay, they want all this shit happening. They want all this lawlessness and chaos. And I'm not buying into it. Because I know that this is the only planet in the whole universe, the only one that's still controlled by a money system. And that's facts that's been passed down from higher density beings. And yes, there are people on this planet who do have contact with higher density beings. So let's just get that straight, because disclosure is coming. Disclosure is like here, but so many people are dirty that's what's holding it up, because when it comes out, there's going to be a lot of people who are still alive that have dirt on them that is in full disclosure. So that's why they don't want it to come out. But that's why they're doing this partial disclosure. But anyways, yeah, there's that Disclosure movie coming out in 2026. So right, just around the corner. We're almost to 2026 right now. 2026 is the year that people wake up on a massive scale. Like all this work that I've been preaching since 2017. I know another dear starseed friend of mine who's been on this mission since 2018. I know people like David Wilcock who've been on this mission for like 20 plus years, and Corey Good. And, the last name that I like to throw out there is Dr. Stephen Greer, because yes, he has had his own contact, and yes, he does know quite a bit, but I think that David Wilcock has actually studied into way more things and also has contact too. So, especially with Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is amazing. So, yeah, this whole, there's so much going on that people are unaware of. This, galactic federation that's out there is, we're finally putting an end to the evil rule of this planet. This planet has been ruled by evil for far too long now. For far too long now. Deception has been the biggest thing on this planet for far too long now. Just lie after lie after lie. And, once you study into all these things that come with full disclosure, and you're ahead of the curve with all that, and what they've been finding in Antarctica, and it's information about the military secret space programs that have been out there. It's all just a bunch of good stuff, you know, and the fact that Mars had life on it. And when Mars went through this solar event that we're about to go through thousands of years ago, that's when the the original members of the Illuminati crash landed on this planet from Mars, and they were so much more technologically advanced than us that, yeah, they easily manipulated us into following their orders, and it's been like that since. So, yeah, it's time for that to stop. You know, we got to gain our freedom back over our own consciousness. That's what this is really about. Opening up to the creativity that was given to us by our one infinite creator, God. You know, we weren't put here to be slaves. You know, we were put here to help each other in many different ways, and to help our animals, and to not destroy the planet. Because, you know, this our planet has its own consciousness too. So we need to be more aware of the things that we do. Star Wars time. What's up? Yeah, so Star Wars was a don't drink. Yeah, for real. Was what? Okay. All right. I was just checking y'all's comments out because, you know, I can't really see them from back here, but yeah, you know, this is ultimately the greatest time to be alive right now, you know, and if you happen to be one of the million plus starseeds on this planet, you'll know that you know, you've been here before, and I definitely know that I've been here before, and that reincarnation is real, very real, and there's actually something called past life regression healing, and there's techniques involved that you can work on and help recover information about your past life. So I've personally done this to a degree. I would like to get back into it, to be honest, because yeah, I did definitely uncover enough to know that I'm on the same path as I was then, and you know, I was shot and killed then. So, you know, as many people have been shot and killed just for speaking the real, and even or, you know, just drugged and killed in many different ways. And, you know, we're talking about you know, philosophers and scientists, and, you know, all kinds of people who have found out truths that, you know, if everyone knew about, would make our life easier. And that's the opposite of what the cabal wants. They don't want our life easy. They want it fucked up. So, and not only that, they're trying to replace us with robots. Come on now. Come on now. When's humanity going to be like, all right, hold on, wait. There's 8 billion people. And you're telling me with 8 billion people on this planet, you're going to replace us with robots? Man, Them niggas is who smoked. It ain't us, man. Them motherfuckers is smoked. How are you gonna replace 8 billion people with robots, bro? Come on, get real. Get real, man. We're gonna put an end to that. Y'all know Jesus is God in here. Yeah, of course. And do you know that we're about to have the solar event that was talked about by over 30 ancient civilizations here on this planet? It's been in over 30 different prophecies have all spoke about the solar event, and it's directly related to the Great Awakening. And the truth behind the Great Awakening is that the solar event, when it happens, is the frequency of the sun is going to change, and it's going to get very, very intense during this moment, and all of our consciousness will be on to the next level, because we've been trapped in third density consciousness for far too long now. And as long as we choose Christ, we can have a fourth density ascension that will be a positive event, as long as we don't choose AI. So, yeah, that's really what humanity is faced with, this decision, and it happens every time right before this solar event happens. Humanity has a choice. Do they want a technological ascension or a biological ascension? And more times than not, yeah, I mean, like, every time we've chose the wrong path. So it's also important for me to help steer people in the right direction of, AI comes from a whole other planet far away from here, and it takes like over 20,000 years just to get here. And so, yeah, it's here now, and here's our decision. Do we want to let that take over and rule and destroy everything, or are we gonna come together with unity and figure this out as people and want what's best for us and our ascension? We want a biological ascension. We don't need a technological one. There's been technology that's been hidden from the public for way too long now, almost like 100 years now. So we don't need any more technology. If they just released what they've been hiding for 70, 80, 90, like 100 years, some of it, then and some of it has been way longer than that. So it's all just this level of deception on this planet is crazy, and we definitely don't need a technological ascension. That would be not beneficial to us at all as a species. So, because that's really what we are. I mean, we're just a lower density species. We're only at third density, but there are many people who are on this planet right now who are not from here. Our souls are not from here. So, that being said, wherever a lot of us, and we're from different places too. We're not all from the same place. So, but yeah, this planet is the lowest density that, human life is on. Like, that's why we're still controlled by this money system. This is only a low density thinking. And so I'm trying to help raise our vibration and help us realize that, you know, we're put here for a reason. And it ain't got nothing to do with money. So. What? Dude, you're not even making any sense. Robots won't get the last COVID version. What the fuck are you even talking about? Like, you're not even making any sense. Are you just up in here just to troll me? Like, you can just peace out. Like, I don't even need anyone up in here trying to, like, you don't even know at all what you're talking about. You've thrown logic out the window. Why? By talking about real shit? So your logic is what? Based on material things and based on money? Is that where your logic is? Because obviously you're smoked, my nigga.